Appreciate everybody's attendance for our Tri-Township School Corporation meeting. We'll start the meeting with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
all the board members that received the minutes from May 20th, and I ask for a motion for approval for those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 20th board meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Okay, we have 4 items on personnel for this evening. Seeking approval. 3 out of the 4 on the list tonight are to some reassigned duties and a new hire to take care of the treasury services where Judy Rose Lansky is retired. So first on the list is Ronald Ritchie. We are hiring to be accounts payable and accounts receivable. Looking for approval.
I'll make a motion to, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
All opposed? Motion so approved.
And then in the middle there, we've got a resignation, Nancy Allen from the high school.
I'll make a motion to approve, or I mean,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aaron's got me thrown off, sorry. Trying to beat me.
Motion approved.
And then the positions that I referred to, we are shifting some duties around in titles. So Dara Goose will be our corporation treasurer.
Before that's voted on for the dare I would abstain from voting for myself.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then,
Motion approved.
thank you. And then Amy Wozniak to be the corporation deputy treasurer.
And again, similarly, I abstain from voting on that motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
That's it for personnel this evening.
Can I ask what's Nancy doing? Where's she going?
Right.
Any idea?
She's going to Heber High School.
Next item tonight would be the claim docket.
Did have a question. What's this with, out of curiosity? The Shelley Scott plus plug-in hours?
Yeah, that's been through the winter.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's retroactive going back along.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what, it's for the entire school year during the cold month that they had, if they plug in at home.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I'll make a motion to approve the claim docket.
No second.
Abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is so approved. Next agenda item would be the balance sheet for information purposes. Any questions on the balance sheet? We'll move on to public comments, or are there any public comments this evening?
I got a question. Let's go, where do you see it? Guardian, what's that?
That is a software that basically allows the teachers to monitor the kids' computer usage.
Thank you.
Is Mr. Ritchie, is he coming to us as treasurer from North Judson Sanpere School Corporation, or is this a different guy?
It's the same guy.
Same guy, okay. I'm wondering, what is your plan for compensation for him? And I ask in particular because he makes about $18,000 more at North Judson Sanpere School Corporation than what Judy makes here. Are we planning on compensating him in a similar fashion, or is it gonna be a?
No.
Okay,
Yeah. No, his compensation is set at $35,000 with us.
okay.
Basically, semi kind of.
Yeah, he's retired from North Judson.
I kind of wondered if that was the
It's
case.
good for him, it's good for us. It's really good for us.
You have a great amount of experience with the same system that we use right now, so the training is limited.
He goes back further in the gateway system than the gateway system exists, so I mean, he's been there a while. I was wondering, did you advertise the treasurer or deputy treasurer positions?
Yes.
They were advertised on the school's website?
I'll have to go back and check.
Okay, they were advertised somewhere.
Yeah.
Were there any other applicants for those positions?
I'll have to go back and check on that.
Okay.
There may have been, we may have received one other applicant for that.
Did you guys do interviews of any of the candidates?
We did, Yep.
Including the other one that applied?
including the other one that applied, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
How come it got added onto the agenda at the last minute? I mean, you send it down in advance, which I appreciate. I mean, I've been hearing rumors about these people being candidates for this sort of position for like 2 months now. Why add it on the night of the meeting as opposed to like a week ago?
Just, again, very busy, doing a lot of things.
Okay.
Summer school transportation.
And then you guys are gearing up for your bond issuance. Are you guys planning on using any of your savings, be it in the construction fund, I believe it's the 700 category, your rainy day, or your operations fund to pay for any of the cost of this building project? Or will it be completely funded through debt?
Completely funded through debt.
Is there a reason for that as opposed to using your guys' savings?
Well, we can't mix and match funds to go above the threshold for a non-controlled project. So that would be one reason.
So you can't mix and match funds, and that came from the DLGF, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, what's the lady
Jane.
Jane. Well, I specifically have asked her that question, and she said we were not able to do so, because we were looking at that as an option. Even if we wanted to petition some of it, and she said that we couldn't, to Kelly's point, mix any of those funds. It makes them, when you issue a bond, it has to be, everything has to be, your T's crossed and I's dotted, and you're not able to do so.
And where was this Jane with? Is Jane at DLGF or Jane from?
Jane is with the bond council with Ice Miller.
Okay, Ice Miller.
But she's done many of these. I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
sure Ice Miller does lots of bonds.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I got right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
More than I think I asked her the same thing, I don't know why. That's what the state says you can have, the way the state says you have to do it.
Admittedly, it does seem weird,
Yeah, yeah.
but the state's been known to do weird things. So.
I think we all asked that at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. Next slide item this evening would be the Tiger Den roof scan.
Yeah, you'll recall we had the nuclear roof scan completed by Trimco at Wanatah and got great news with the health of our roof system there. This week, I think Tuesday evening, I came back over at 7:30 and met a guy and got him up on the roof. They do this scan and they don't want the height of the sun on the roof when they do this. So he was up there about half an hour. The report I got from him was there was a little wet spot on the back roof kitchen area, but he thought the barrel roof was in excellent condition. Then yesterday, Todd Linkleiter, who presented to us at Wanatah, he and his guy then came from that report and came back, and they fixed the small wet spot that they found, and he informed me that our barrel roof above the gym is 100% dry. So we are in good shape there. I'm very happy about that. So that's something as we continue forward here. Now we've got time to decide and work through whether we think a long-term maintenance agreement with Trimco would give us the most longevity for our roofs. Then, on to the next item, Go Guardian, as I mentioned, and I'm gonna ask Chris to kind of get a little bit better understanding of it, but the basic nature of it is the teacher then can see what each individual student is doing on their computer, whether they're in class, and is that also true if they're remote?
It has some limitations on off of our network,
Off campus.
off campus, correct? But it's great for control, essentially monitoring what the students are doing, messaging. And we piloted it for the last 3 months of the school and had great success with it, and suggested that we went up 6 through 12 for as much one-to-one as we do in the classroom. It gives the students the ability to communicate in a controlled platform, as well as the teachers are able to close out tabs that shouldn't be open, if you will, or simple games or off-task websites. So I asked for approval in middle school. It worked out really well. So we're gonna go ahead and ask for approval for 6 through 12.
Perfect.
Motion to approve.
Can I ask what the
Yeah, I'd like to
cost
know.
is?
I'm sorry, it's $2,071
On page 15.
on page
Oh,
15 in
okay.
your packet there.
Is that for the year?
That is the yearly cost.
It is. So it's for 200 licenses. So for each of our students, 6 to 12 here or so. And again, I think we're right at the number. We could pick and choose some of the students if we don't need that service for them, but that'll get us coverage for that. It's roughly $12, $13 per student or so, in addition to what we currently have both in middle school.
So I'm sorry, I just have another question. So you can pick and choose the students, so every student you don't have to do this with? You're just gonna pick and choose?
No, we have enough licenses for everyone.
Yes.
For that our enrollment goes up
Correct.
over 200, 6 through 12. Let's say we're at 205.
Okay.
We can buy 5 more licenses,
Then we have to pay
or
more.
yeah, or we can pick 5
It'd
or
be
no.
$12 per student.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sounds like it's a worthwhile.
On top of that too, it adds to our security platform too, which is if students are searching for harmful things or others, it's part of the admin suite that we're adding to. So it was $7 per student, but we upped it to the admin suite that we got a small trial for. And once I didn't have that anymore, we lost the value, but we were so close to the end of the year. So this includes the admin portion of that, where we'll have that additional feature as well for all the students.
I'll second Aaron's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Gym floor updates, number 9 on your list. So we had a date change for this summer. Creekview, who has done the finishing work on both gym floors the last 2 summers, they will be coming on July 14th. So 14, 15, 16, they'll get both gyms done and have those refinished again. Now, then I've got on the calendar, I met with a gentleman for a year from now to do a complete sanding, repainting, new design, and that company will then seal it when they're all done. And so we're on their calendar for a year from now so that we can choose the optimum time and try not to impede our spring, summer athletic work that takes place in there. So that's the update for that. And that's just for information. Number 10, our field trip policy. This is second reading. I brought this to you last month. Mainly just the updates to our two major events, 2 of the major events, the 8th grade trip and the senior class trip. And having that put in policy that those are day trips and just take the overnight component out of it. So do you have questions, concerns, thoughts on that? Tonight is second reading, so I'd be looking for approval for that policy.
Make a motion to approve the field trip policy.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Number 11 is for information, and this is, I've reached out to Jane Herndon and Ice Miller to pick up a task for us, which is the continuing disclosure and monitoring of our debt. And that would be both the current 2014 debt that we have, and then this new debt that we're entering into, so that they monitor it. There's a yearly process that comes along with that. And it's just a task that they are very skilled at, and make sure everything's updated and taken care of. So I will get that quote and let you know what Ice Miller charges for that service and get that to you once I have it. Takes us to number 12, and this is going to be a spot where I will actually open it again for public comment, specifically to our ESSER 3 plan, and I'm going to point out some of the tenets of that plan. ESSER 3, the third round of funding in federal dollars that has come to us. They had a few more have-tos along with that funding stream. Our ESSER 3 funds, that total on that amount, that stream of money is a little over $400,000. Our first priority for using those funds is to mitigate learning loss. Some examples include a more robust summer school offering like we are currently in the middle of. After-school tutoring that we are planning for when we return in the fall. Professional development for staff members, and more access to proven remote curriculum offerings. We will have a special emphasis on our special populations, such as students who might have IEPs or ILPs, and any other struggling learners that we identify through assessments. So we will have pay close attention to how we spend those dollars for those students. And right off the bat, 20% of our ESSER 3 allocation is automatically set aside to be used on evidence-based activities to address learning loss. Other priorities will still remain. Hopefully the need is lessened, but they will remain, such as social distancing as needed. And so that will be a consideration for those funds. As far as our return, we were one of the schools that were blessed to be in person the vast majority of the time, but we still have to have a return to in-person learning plan that will be updated on our website after we get input. We are feeling confident that masks will not be required or necessary from the state or local levels, but we'll continue to follow CDC, state, and local health department direction on that particular matter. And like I said, if we have any input, we will take that into consideration before posting the plan. Any questions, comments?
I got a question. How many people, everybody been vaccinated twice for the coronavirus?
I am.
And how many kids have?
We don't have data on the kids, and we wouldn't be able to share that. I will share, I did the one and done Johnson vaccine. So I've had that, and we did offer that to a lot of school personnel.
I've had both.
But yeah, we don't have data collected on that currently, and
I honestly think that's gonna be a HIPAA thing.
it really is.
They're not gonna be able to give that information out unless, the parents offer that.
Yeah. Anecdotally, I would tell you, I feel like a lot of our, if not close to all of our staff members probably got vaccinated.
Well, you announced on the radio that the highest number of people have been vaccinated in LaCrosse County is Hannah.
How many? 10?
Hannah, I think they're
Yeah,
around
the township.
80%. I think Wanatah is around 46, 48. They're about the average with all in LaCrosse County. But they still have new cases coming up all the time.
All I know is Anthony Rizzo's not vaccinated.
We should put that in our plan. How,
And I've been told that I'm gonna get every crazy disease from, syphilis to, what's that one? What's that one, where the monkeys pass it around?
Ebola?
Ebola, yes,
AIDS?
yes, because I got vaccinated, yes.
Jeff, you will at least cut some of that out. At the very least, do what you will with it, it just,
The last 3 doctors that I saw, I had to show my card that I got my vaccination. So I don't know if anybody's been to a doctor lately, but they're asking for your card to make sure you got your vaccination.
Jim, I
My doctor didn't.
You did?
work for a holding company, I'm on these calls that take an hour of my day up, and they're talking about going back to work for the first time in August, and for the first time putting up plexiglass, and for the first time rows that come into the office, and they're talking like this just started, which has been, now they're going to the office for the very first time, but they are asking all employees that they will have to provide they've been vaccinated, but you have to put it in your file and you can't share it. So I don't know if that will be where the teachers are, ultimately they will have to provide it or not. But we won't be able to share it or do anything with it, like share it to others outside of the school corporation.
They say if you're going to Canada, you better have your card or you won't get in Canada.
I don't think we're getting in there yet, Jim.
That might be a good place to go here in another month or two. It's gonna be a lot cooler than we are.
I hear ya.
we'll get, in addition, we'll get input from staff members and students for the plan as well.
And that's our 3 question. Do you guys have any plans to use that funding for capital projects of any type?
Plans? No. Could it be a consideration? Sure. But no, we don't have any plans for that.
When would we know if that was something that you guys were looking at doing?
Prior to it, right now the focus would be on learning loss, how we help the kids catch up. Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot of remediation that gets paid for with those dollars, a lot of professional development, things that really tries to gain back some of the lost learning.
I can't remember if this is an eligible use for these funds or not, but would you guys be looking at teacher pay increases with any of this funding, or is that off the table?
We are currently not.
Okay.
No. We want the teacher pay raises to be sustainable and go out forward and something they can count on year over year. All right. Who's up? Principal reports.
I can go. We ended the year strong. It was a marathon. I'll be honest with the board and everybody here. It was a long stretch of the year to try to balance from the start, even through the winter, and then finishing the year here. But really proud of the staff and the students for pulling together and finishing the year and trying to provide that normal ending to year 2. And we feel we did a pretty good job on doing that. And then school ended on the 3rd. We had teacher staff day on the 4th, and then summer school started on the 7th. So we ran right to it, and summer school's going really well. Small class sizes too, with some of the funding to help with the students that needed it the most or were most impacted by some of the COVID and some of the last calendar year. We had 6 staff members sign up, and with 40 some students. So a really good ratio, and our stretch for the last couple weeks is going really well with it. So, and this is the first summer too. We're truly planning on the next school year. We're gonna get that last year too, and excited for our meetings that we're getting together and putting together our plan for August.
How many middle schoolers are in?
We had 14. We're down to 12 right now, though. So 12 students. We actually sent out quite a few invites, and summer's always busy. There's previous plans and all, but we do. The 12 that are there are progressing through and making progress. Yeah.
Any with IEPs?
We do not currently right now.
How many hours a day are they there?
Currently 8 to 11, 8 to 11, so 3 hours, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, so we got one more week sitting in front of us. How many elementary kids?
28, 30,
Okay.
30. We're trying to track down 1 or 2, but yeah, about 30 kids are signed up.
And they're similar, 8 to 11 as well. And there's in high school then too?
Yeah, high school's up at Wanatah too, so we have 15, 16 kids. They're able to get 2 credits back, so it's credit recovery for them.
Good.
So they're able to get credits back.
That's good.
For each, they're a total of 12 days, so the first 6 days was like a semester of class time. And then they jumped into another class. So we have an English class going, a speech class going, and a math class going right now. So,
Any of those IEPs?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So,
Elementary, we have a couple. We have a couple of those who have IEPs.
Trying to think.
All right.
that last week of school was just, it was a crazy week of school. We had academic and athletic awards that went very well. It's always a long night when we have all those, and we had all the sports at the very end of the year.
You did a great
It
job.
went well, and the coaches did well. And we split up academics a little bit. We did some of it during the school day this year. And then we had prom the night before graduation on the last day of school. I thought that went really well. The kids really enjoyed the location out at Couz's. It was a nice venue, and I think it's something that we're gonna look at doing again next year out there. And then we had graduation next night, so the last week was jam-packed, but everything went very well. So, and just echo what Chris said, just happy with our staff this year and them getting through everything. And 3 of them volunteered right away and said, I'll do summer school. I had 2 more that were willing to do it, but we just didn't have the need for them. But it was nice to know that we had teachers that would jump up and spend 3 more weeks in the school building. So,
I really like that you had the junior, seniors do balloons and stuff to each other.
well, yeah,
That was great.
that was kind of the
That's
old
great.
tradition that came back, and that was Mrs.
Yeah.
Rhodes that kind of
That's
put that
great.
together, and they had a balloon fight in the second to last day of school, juniors versus seniors. I went out to just kind of watch and ended up getting hit by 3 or 4, so.
You know that was just
So,
on accident, right? Oh, yeah. Mrs. Rhodes is great though. She's a keeper. She's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
City five.
SA 5 is on page 19 and 20.
Make a motion to consider the SA5 report tonight.
I'll second it.
Second.
Go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Usually I throw in any information on transportation. We've got 3 drivers that are getting our kids to and from summer school. So anybody that, Chris and Brian did a really good job of trying to get as many kids signed up and there who needs to be. And we got drivers that were willing to get them and map those routes out. So we offered transportation, we were taking away all obstacles we could. And then that's something that, once we make it through next week, in addition to planning the full school year, we'll also be trying to plan our after-school tutoring, what we want to do. And one thing we'll consider would be, if we needed some additional transportation, that would be kind of one of those things where we've got that money sitting there, and it's a good use for it. And it attacks specific learning losses and catches them up. We'll look at doing it. Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you much.
Thank you for everyone's attendance.
Thank you.
Welcome.